Welcome to today's episode of Mobility Monday. I'm Jeff Blanchard, and I'm coming to you from my Therapeutic Associates practice in Salem, Oregon. The goal that I and Brett have is to help you improve your quality of life by teaching you a few things, teaching you a couple of exercises, helping you decrease your pain, and encouraging you to be able to just get up and move a little bit more. Today's episode is about how sitting is the new smoking. Sitting is something that we all have to do every day. There are some who do a lot more sitting than others. It really comes down to what kind of job you do, if you have to commute to work, and what you do at the end of your day. So more and more I'm seeing people who come in with different problems and pains because they're spending so much time sitting. So why do we say sitting is the new smoking? As all of us know, smoking is not good for our health. Smoking can lead to all sorts of medical problems. They're finding that those who sit for an extended period of time have a lot of the same problems that those who smoke have. For example, if you sit for more than 5 to 6 hours a day, you're going to have an increased chance of various kinds of cancers. It's going to increase your chance of type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, so basically heart and lung problems, definitely increasing your likelihood of back pain. Doing a lot more sitting tends to lead to more of a sedentary lifestyle, which then opens the door to an increased prevalence of Alzheimer's disease, dementia, anxiety, and depression. And ultimately, sitting for too much time will decrease your life expectancy. They say that if you sit more than 3 hours per day, that your life expectancy decreases by 2 years. So it's important that you take the opportunity to get out of your chair and move. Our spines aren't designed to sit for extended periods of time in chairs. So we've talked about the normal contour of the spine. So the spine is supposed to have a natural S curve to it, so that curve goes in at the neck, it comes back out at your mid-back, and then it goes back in at your low back. When we sit, we tend to lose, especially the curve down lower. So the curve tends to go into more of a C curve. So once you lose your lower back or your lumbar spine curve, then that tends to make the entire spine go into this C position. That compromises the tissues on the backside typically and leads to more back pain. Also, as you're leaning forward a little bit more, that compromises your lung capacity, so you aren't getting quite the oxygen and proper breathing as you would otherwise if you were standing or walking. Your metabolism slows down at about 30 minutes after sitting, so that means you start to burn fewer calories after that length of time. Every time you get up and start moving around, it kicks your metabolism back up again, so you start burning more of those calories. But 30 minutes of sitting time slows that down. After 2 hours of sitting time, your good cholesterol levels actually drop. So there's good cholesterol, there's bad cholesterol. You want the good cholesterol because that helps to offset the effect of the bad cholesterol. So the good cholesterol drops down. You're also not using your legs as much when you're sitting. When you're sitting, obviously the muscles of your legs don't have to work as hard. Your leg muscles are some of the largest muscles of your body, so they are your powerhouse for burning calories. So while you're sitting, there's decreased work being done there. Therefore, your calorie expenditure starts to decrease. You burn actually 50 calories per hour more when you're standing than if you're sitting. So if you add all that up, if you stand 3 hours per day, 5 days a week, that's 30,000 calories, which is about 9 pounds per year. And so just standing for those 3 hours a day actually would help you keep off that, say, 9 to 10 pounds that you would otherwise put on. And then back to our back pain issue. Back pain is one of those number one things that bring people in to go see the doctor. The physician's oftentimes going to give you maybe a medication to help you deal with the pain, or might tell you to stop doing certain activities or tell you to maybe bed rest because you're having back pain, whereas potentially the biggest problem behind your pain is because you're sitting as often as you are. So I wanted to share a few strategies with you so you can decrease the amount of time you're sitting versus standing. So number one, let's say if you have a job that requires you to sit at a desk, make sure that you're getting up and walking around every 30 minutes. So you can set a little timer on your computer, having a little alarm or something like that that goes off that lets you know that you've been sitting for 30 minutes and it's time to get up. Go get yourself a drink, go grab a snack, go use the restroom, do something, just walk down the hall and then walk back. They've actually been able to show that if you do get these little micro breaks through your day, that you tend to be more productive and you get more done. So don't feel bad about actually getting out of your desk and just walking away and then coming back after that. There's also the notion of having a standing desk. Many are a little bit worried about the cost of like an entire desk that rises up from a sitting position. There are actually standing apparatuses that you can mount onto your desk where you can drop it all the way down and you can sit and then you can pull a lever and the entire thing lifts up and then you can stand at your desk. So there you've got your keyboard, you've got your mouse, your monitor, everything on that desk. So you can take periodic stand breaks where you stand for say 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and then you go back and sit down because standing all day long doesn't feel great on your feet either. But it's nice to be able to go back and forth. Just look for opportunities and look for examples of time where you can get up and move. Lunch break. So instead of taking a sitting lunch break, if you have a sitting job, take a walking lunch break. So it usually doesn't take a long time to eat. You can eat in 10 to 15 minutes, but if you have a lunch hour, take that opportunity to make sure you are standing and up and moving around. So you get that nice break in the middle of the day. That just gets your metabolism going again. You're using those muscles of your legs, and so you're burning those calories. Plus, that just improves your circulation to your brain. It's going to wake you up a little bit more, help you stay out of some of those post-lunchtime sleepies that you might have come on. Don't go home and sit. So oftentimes I hear people say, when I come home from work, I'm tired. I just want to go home and relax. Well, unfortunately, you've been relaxing all day, even though you've been stressed out maybe at work. Your body doesn't recognize, at least some of those muscles don't recognize that you have not been relaxing all day. If you've been sitting all day, a lot of your body thinks it's been relaxing all day. So to go home and then relax really isn't the best thing for you to do for your health. You might actually find if you go home and then do a walk and you get out and you move, that actually will help you feel relaxed, maybe even more relaxed than going home and sitting on the couch and watching your favorite episode on Netflix. The last thing I want to share with you, other idea is look at your commute time. Now, one of the positive sides of COVID is many of us are not having to commute to work. We're able to be home. So that should give you the opportunity to be able to get up and move around. So that long commute time, if you have to drive an hour to get to work an 8-hour day, drive an hour to come home, that's 10 hours of sitting. Then if you come home and you sit, more sitting on top of that. The average number of hours that Americans sit in a day is 13 hours. So if you're sleeping 8 hours a night and you're awake 16 hours a day, you take 13 of those 16 hours in a sitting position, that's just 3 hours where you're not sitting. So we've really shifted in our society, in our advanced society, to a lot more sitting time versus what we used to do. If you go back thousands of years, we did a lot more up and moving around, standing and walking, and as a result, our bodies did a lot better. So take some of these examples, think about some of these ways that you can use to be able to get you out of that chair, get you moving. You're going to have better health, you're going to have a better immune system, you're going to feel better, you're going to have more energy, and you might just live a few more years than otherwise. So thanks again for joining us for this edition of Mobility Monday. We're trying to improve our YouTube presence, so please subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Please share this channel with your friends and suggest that they subscribe as well. The more people that share this message, the more people we're able to help out there live better and pain-free lives. So until next time, remember, motion is lotion.